Never try to swing a baseball bat at an incoming missile. Your knees can actually go through to your eyes. If you suffer severe trauma to your crown jewels, there's a couple of things which can happen. Top 100 brutal kills in GTA 5. I haven't played that game for a while. Naked guy with a scarf. Ooh. Okay, so yeah, if someone fell on your head, there's a pretty good chance that you'd die. You'd get a disruption of the spine, and that might cause something called internal decapitation, where basically your top of your spinal cord is literally just kind of ripped in half. Disruption of the blood vessels as well as the spinal cord would be fatal, almost instantaneously. Yep. Being run over by a bus would do the trick as well.
Hey, what's that on the floor?
Ooh. Crush injuries, being pinned between two cars. There's a couple of things might happen. Number one, if your thoracic cavity is kind of being squeezed, it's almost like a compressive asphyxia where you can't, take in breaths and your lungs are being compressed, you can't breathe, and then you go into respiratory arrest and then you die. And another way would be, again, if you're crushed and then it disrupts the abdominal aorta and then the organs inside your abdomen being crushed, eventually you lose enough blood where you lose consciousness and then go into a cardiac arrest because you're hypotensive and hypovolemic. You just don't have any more blood volume to, supply your organs and then eventually supply your heart. Yeah, so never try to swing a baseball bat at an incoming missile. The force of that blast can actually produce shockwaves powerful enough to actually rupture organs inside your body, can rupture your eardrums, and especially it affects hollow organs like your bowels, your gallbladder, or it can just rupture instantaneously. But also, it can shatter harder structures like bone. Oh. If you suffer severe trauma to your crown jewels, there's a couple of things which can happen. One is potentially a degloving injury. Degloving means the skin around your crown jewels and your scrotum can come off. Number two, you can get something called testicular torsion. The testicles can twist, and if your testicles twist, they can actually have a compromised blood flow and blood supply and actually die off. And if a testicle dies off, not only will it be incredibly painful, but eventually that dead testicle can become infected and you can get a severe blood-borne systemic infection throughout the body called sepsis. And sepsis is lethal. Ooh. Depending on where you're impaled would be the determining factor in how quickly you die and if you die as well.
Oh, look at that. I've been impaled.
For example, if you get impaled, through your buttocks, you can get severe disruption to the rectum. You can get a hole in the rectum, which is not ideal, obviously, and you can get basically hemorrhagic bleeding, heavy bleeding, which will just kill you. Damn. That is why you shouldn't text and drive and why you should always wear a seatbelt. If you get into a car accident and you're not wearing a seatbelt, you can literally be launched through the windscreen. And what's worse is if you've actually got your feet on the dashboard, your knees can actually go through to your eyes. You get dislocations of both knees. You can get dislocations of your hips. Just, no, you don't want to see that. Yeah? You would be in so much pain being burned alive that you might actually pass out. It's called a vasovagal syncope, where they actually pass out. Extreme pain, extreme emotions, extreme temperatures, or even standing for a long period of time can actually stimulate the vagus nerve, and this can actually drop your blood pressure and heart rates and cause you to pass out. When your skin is being burnt off, what's happening is obviously you lose that protective layer, so your skin's gone, so your temperature can't be regulated. You're open to infections, bleeding, hypothermia once the flame is gone, can cause lung injuries, throat injuries, you might asphyxiate and go into respiratory arrest. So if you want to see more of the science behind GTA deaths or just the science behind everyday lives, it's not every day that I talk about Grand Theft Auto, make sure you subscribe for more.